Discord's. Okay, we're good. Hi, John.
Hello.
Oh, well, despite what Travis implied on Twitter, not here and hates friends. So, anybody listening to this or have already tuned in, tell them, go tell Travis he's a butter slug. It'll get under his skin.
Okay, so the serious answer is he had a game at 5
Oh, well.
to coach, and he wasn't 100% sure if he'd be able to make it or not. But the fun answer is he is on the IR due to a celebration-related incident.
Yeah, and hates friends.
He got the old purple nurple aggressively.
Oh shit! Hey, well, John, how you doing, buddy? How's the general just Johnery going?
Probably like a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I think I'll take that for a Monday night.
So no Travis J. Mark. Yeah, so I had a fantastic weekend. I would have preferred a win, but have I told you? I'm gonna say it here on the pod as well. Have I told you the crazy amount of luck I had this weekend?
No, actually.
Okay, so probably 4 times in the year, I'll go on FanDuel and I'll put in $20, right? And with that $20, I will do a couple safe bets that I think are gonna happen, and then just get fucking wacky with it, 7-game parlay, 14-game parlay, shit like that. So I did a 7-game parlay that was just 7 MLS games, and I got all of them right. So my $1 bet came back for $130. So that's step 1 of the luck.
That's just step 1. That would be all of the luck for me.
Yeah. Step 2 of the luck is I saved 30 of those American dollars. 30 of those American dollars, and put the rest in my bank account because I more than made my money back. And I saved 30 of those American dollars, and I bet on the NBA game that night about 5 players to score over 25 points or 20 points or whatever it was. That one hit for a solid $295.
Okay. So you're buying Travis Call of Duty so Taylor can just body him?
I then transferred all of that except for another 30 American dollars.
Oh, man.
And bet on the last NBA game of the night, and that won me 462 American dollars. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I wish I want this to happen more often. The amount I think I had my amount of luck for 2023 in a 24-hour period.
Yeah, it's all gone.
So what I did is I put all but 50 of those $460 into my bank account from that last win, and I have another one on the late game tonight. We'll see if I'm just suddenly god tier professional gambler, but yeah, I'm up $800 off of a $1 bet, and I don't know what's happening, and I'm scared.
J Mark asking what other type of dollars are there?
Pesos.
H Man says Canadian and Australian dollars.
Yeah.
I see that actual answer, and I raise you general allocation dollars.
And you know what hurts the most about all this? In that 7-game parlay, that was the $1 bet. One of the games in that was I predicted Nashville SC to draw because, of course. So I would have either been happy. I don't know what I want. I think I would have. I don't know. I'm kind of glad I got the money. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take a draw against LAFC.
I mean, considering, I know you were Steven Robinson levels of optimistic. I mean, delusional. I mean, optimistic.
Yeah.
I'll take a draw against LAFC every day of the week.
Yeah, there was a lot about that game that was weird that we'll get into, but if you would have told me going into the weekend, hey, you're going to draw against LA, I'd been like, cool, good weekend. You know?
Yeah, no, I would take that pretty much 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's the outcome's what I expected. The game went almost as I expected it to go. I mean, obviously, I had the crazy optimistic prediction beforehand, but that's just me being a silly, goofy guy. But it kind of went how I expected it would. So do we want to go ahead and jump into it, or do we have any other? Do we want to spit silly for a little longer?
Oh shoot! I just need something into my wall. We could go into the game. I think that's fair.
Cool.
The game to me started on a very strong point because Sue had a root beer float cocktail and it was delicious.
Oh my god, dude!
So
the Roadies tent at the tailgate always had. I guess it's adjacent to the Roadies tent. Obviously, whatever. Anyways, the tent at the tailgate always has the best little mixed beverages, and the root beer float fucked me up. I think I was significantly more intoxicated at this match than I have been in a while.
Same.
And yeah, no, I was fine, like, because what I always do, because I'm always the driver, I drink at tailgate and then I get inside, and then by the end of the game, I'm hydrated and fine, right?
Yeah.
I don't drive drunk, drive responsibly, drink responsibly, be responsible. But my God, dude, like by the time I got home, I think I had the worst headache I've ever had because I'm an old man now and I can't drink like that anymore.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with all of those things. We had pretty much the same liver experience.
Yeah. And then it was kind of cool to see. I didn't go in as early as I normally do, but it was kind of cool to see all the people that lined up to get the Zimmerman bobbleheads.
Dude, that was wild.
That was nuts. And you know what's crazy for all you fools that lined up? I just strolled my happy ass in there way after that line, and there was still like a table's worth.
Oh yeah.
So I like the optics of it. I like the enthusiasm, but I still got one. I got two actually.
Yeah,
I didn't take two, but
two.
I found one on the ground on my way out, so I just took it.
No, I straight up I did take two. I came in at one gate and then I got one from another gate because my wife said I'm not going to the game, but I want a bobblehead.
Yeah.
And happy wife, happy life.
Well,
but
more than likely, if you didn't get one, you would have found one on the ground.
Probably.
Yeah.
I texted Brian this during the game.
I don't
because
remember
the gate that I went in at. I went to go get the bobblehead, and the club employee who handed me the bobblehead, he goes, "Hey, you're that guy from the show, right?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, what have we become?" So I was a little bit nervous, but he was like, "Yeah, it's really it's really fun to watch. Keep it up, man. It's we're having fun." And I was like, "Yeah, we're having fun. I'm not uncomfortable."
I thought you were being a jackass for a second, so I went to take it. I went no.
That is a real thing that happened.
Yes. So you took a pause in your story there, and I started talking, and then you just kept talking over me. My mic was muted because I took a drink of water.
I didn't hear you at all.
I muted my mic. What I did say was any NSC employees or players or Taylor Washingtons watching this or listening to this. I love you all, and I'm very sorry for all the mean things, or not mean, for all the.
We're sorry for the mean things Travis says.
For all the everything's Travis's fault, and I love you. Yeah. Okay, so let's go into the game. The beginning of the match was some of the best soccer I've seen us play this year, other than that first home match. I think the first half, especially early on in the first half, we were very aggressive and putting good pressure on LAFC, and that's what I've wanted to see like all year and have not.
Yeah, it's the type of performance that had me so encouraged, because it's like, this is kind of what we want every week, you know?
Yeah, and like
go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like, I saw Gary Smith say after the match that like someone had asked him again for like the 100th week in a row, what's going on outside of Hani? Like, why can't we score? And Gary Smith, and I'm paraphrasing, said something along the lines of, we looked very bright. Like, it was good attacking soccer. We played well in the first half. It's just we don't have the confidence and the ability to finish outside of Hani for some reason. And I'm going to continue to critique this team, and I'm going to continue to say that like we need solutions at striker and maybe some other pieces. But I think we can all at least somewhat agree on their best day, NSC is a dangerous team, but they're not consistent on attack at all. And like obviously that's a problem because like I went into this game expecting a 0-0 draw because I think we're good on defense. I know we're good on defense. Like we're solid. Like we're the best defensive team in the league. And that one game versus New York was an anomaly. It was not the trend, right? So I expected this to be a tough game defensively for LA. Hold on.
That was a sound.
Yeah, my dog just squealed.
Did Paco or Marley? Are we getting more P camera?
Yeah, I don't know. I just dog squeal downstairs. Marley, come here. You good, dude? What was that about? Okay. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, hush. I expected this to be a 0-0 draw. I expected us to do very well defensively, and we did. Now we just need offense. I mean, we're gonna say this every single week, and it's just what it is, man. Until stuff starts happening, I mean, this is what NSC is.
At what level do you think we just need to put some of this shit on a soundboard until it happens?
We can just soundboard out a third of the podcast because it's the same shit, different day.
I mean, it really feels like that, and it's frustrating. In the pretty much like right before we got going, someone in the Discord like posited a theory that the international slot was bought because Loba is coming back from his loan, but we're not buying him out yet.
Absolutely not.
And that theory hurt me inside because that is the most Nashville thing that could have happened.
I mean, that would be the most Nashville thing to happen, but I don't know. He is coming back from his loan, and I want to see how they approach that. But like,
he's got to be done.
Can you imagine the shit show that would be NSC, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, Discord, guy yelling outside stadium? Like it would be awful to be an NSC fan and have to deal with that shit show.
Yep. Yeah, could you imagine even more than that, what would happen if he came back and was like everything we wanted him to be?
Oh no, then that'd be fine. It'd be fine.
And we just had to eat crow for the rest of our entire fandom.
No, we would not have to eat crow.
Yeah, we would. We aggressively talk shit.
Look. There's a difference between talking shit because you're impatient and talking shit because the player deserved it. He has not performed either here in Monterrey before us or in Mazatlan after us. I guess not after us. He's still technically a part of the organization, but you get what I'm saying. He has not performed in 3 years. Like, and every step of the way, there's always the flashes of brilliance, but he's not performing. So like, even if he came back and is like, hey, 3 games in a row, 3 hat tricks. Like if he just popped off, like I would be excited for the guy and like, sure, like it would be brought up, but I would not feel bad at all for any amount of criticism. Like hell, if he went to I don't know, Colorado and popped off there, I would have no shame about any of the stuff we've said,
Yeah, I part of me would feel vindicated because I feel like I was on the Ake train almost as long as I've been on the CJ train.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's kind of like what you're saying. I hope it works out for him somewhere, even if that place is not here.
That being said, though, John Durcati is back to Nashville in the next hour. Guarantee it. Window doesn't close till midnight. They have time to negotiate with John Durcati.
Not only does the window not close until midnight, they don't even have to be announced until vaguely the future.
Yeah, I think it's like the paperwork for it has to be submitted by midnight. But my dogs are fighting behind me on screen.
Paco, don't pee on anything.
Please
again.
do not pee on my bed. So I would not be surprised if we don't hear anything until tomorrow, or we just don't do anything.
Dude. I'm gonna be if they don't do anything at all. I'm gonna be so disappointed by the lack of ambition this front office is showing.
You know, I saw Clay post something, and my dogs are fighting. I saw Clay post something, and it kind of not worries me, but I'm starting to feel like this is what's happening. That they made this move preemptively for the summer transfer window because the international roster spot would be undervalued now as compared to then. So they paid for it now to save money as opposed to paying for it 4 months from now, 5 months, however long it is, at a higher price.
Yeah.
Which is
again
totally
that
100% possible. Yeah, that makes sense. And that is totally something that could and probably will happen. And is probably currently happening. But if they do that, and we don't start scoring goals between now and the summer, it is going to be a PR shitstorm for them.
Well, at some level, it's going to be the same thing that happened when they sold Alistair last year, and they said, well, we're going to get somebody. We're going to get somebody. And you hear people who knew it was Shaq, but the waste of half a season bringing him in and then the time to acclimate him.
Yeah. I
mean, last season could have a completely different narrative if they are able to sign him in the early transfer window.
Yeah, and dude, I'm fully convinced. Like, I don't want that to be what's going on. I would love a signing. I don't even care what the signing is. I would love something before midnight tonight. But like, I'm low key convinced that is what Clay said on Twitter is what's happening. And okay, so if we don't sign anybody, if no one comes in tonight, like is signed tonight or announced tomorrow or whatever, I'm gonna be upset. But I understand that players from Europe, if they have their guy like they did with Shaq, tend to come over during the summer window. Like, I get it. We've talked about it on the show before. Like, their contracts end, they finish their seasons. The summer window is usually when they come over here, right? If that's the case, I will be annoyed. I will be borderline mad. I will call them out on the next podcast, but I will wait. I'll be patient. And if we get to the summer window and nothing happens, I'm done. I'm done with whatever strategy they're doing. Like, enough sitting on your hands, enough sitting on a fucking, Jeff Bezos amount of GAM. Like, do something. Do something.
So Vamos in chat is saying we were in on Shinyashiki but didn't get a deal done. Or maybe RSL was asking for a player to go back and Charlotte was asking for a player to go back and we didn't have somebody the quality of Meram. I don't know that Shinyashiki notably changes the center forward dynamic for me personally.
I mean, anything's better than no goals.
Well, is starting Alex Mawil at center forward better than no goals?
It'll still be no goals.
That's the vibe that I get from Shinyashiki. Is like, look, he runs and he is defensive, but like the production isn't there, and that's why he's bounced around.
The best thing that happened from our center forward position, striker position this year, was that Teal laid on the ground and the ball bounced off his corpse onto Hani's feet. Like, assist of the year.
Well, that's what BC said earlier. Said Teal came up with a new assist tactic by letting the ball hit him in the box. So
here's what we need to do: is we just need to have Teal lay down in that position, and he'll score like 15 goals, or he'll end the season with like 15 goals and 20 assists.
Does Teal have to do that in the Teal jersey? Is that a one-off performance? Or aren't they? They're wearing it twice, aren't they? Are they wearing it again this weekend?
I don't know. It's usually just a 1 week thing. The last 2 years, it's been a 1 week thing.
Yeah, I know it always has been, but I feel like I read somewhere this year that they were going to do it for 2 weeks.
Look, all I'm saying, I've dug further down the John Cadiz rabbit hole. Shut the fuck up. I have checked this man's post, and people are commenting, "Come back to Nashville SC," and he's always replying to those. On top of that, I follow Jonder, right? And I was looking at the Nashville SC Instagram, and he liked the starting 11 post from this weekend. Jonder Cadiz confirmed. Back to Nashville, baby.
I hate how disappointed I was in Yonder and how excited I would be about him coming back.
Dude,
it's an upsetting situation.
I know. There's so many people out there that are out on Jonder, similar way they are to fuck
every other center forward in the history of this team.
Like similar to how Ake Lobo was, but Jonder was performing well. He was performing well enough to get a call up from his national team, right? For like their major tournament,
how did that go for him?
Well, no, I know, but I don't give a fuck what he does on the Venezuelan national team. That's not my team. I don't give a fuck. What I'm saying is he was playing well enough to get called up, right? And then he got fucking COVID, a respiratory infection, and came back and was not the same after that, but still was better than what we have right now. And I think he just got he didn't get the time that I think he needed, and even in the time he was here, he performed better than CJ or Teal have this season or half of last season.
I think we just got baited in chat because I'm refreshing Tom Bogert's Twitter like 3 times a minute.
There's no trade. He would have said something in chat about the person we traded for. Hey, we were getting baited.
No.
It's fine.
No, that is high quality bait. Someone is saying, "Oh man, what a deal that was," and it wasn't.
It was for Jonder Cadiz.
What if it is though? Like,
I'd be so happy.
Where are those plane tracker people on Twitter who are like, "Can you track flights from Portugal to Nashville, Brian?"
Yeah. I don't know. I guarantee you, as soon as I hit stop streaming on this podcast, some sort of deal will be made. Guarantee it. And at this point, I don't think that in this window that they would go. I think they're waiting for the summer window to go for a striker. I think if they do anything this window, it's going to be a midfielder or a center back. I don't want it to be those things, or it could be those things in addition to a striker. I would like that, but it's not going to be.
Yeah. So speaking of bringing in a center back, with Walker going out, I thought it was a minutes restriction. It turns out there was a little bit of a groin injury. He felt it at halftime and it was just getting worse. So in addition to the minutes of fatigue, Gary pulled him.
I was very annoyed in the moment, but it was the right call. It was the right call. Protect the player. Yeah. It's a long season, right?
But my question for you, Brian, is assuming they don't bring in a defender, which is like against all of Gary's DNA. If they're going to go to a back 5 at any point while Walker is gone for the Gold Cup, that's what that back 5 is going to be. How do you feel about it?
Here's the thing. I don't know how I feel about it because there's a difference between them training for that going into a game and them having to suddenly be thrust into, fuck, Dan has to play at center back and Taylor's on the wing or whatever, or left back or whatever it ended up being. There's a difference between having preparation time and knowing that that's coming and suddenly having to do it. Zimmerman isn't a guy that typically has to get subbed out like that. Like, of course they have, like, of course I'm sure they have those plans in place, but like, they're not going to spend time in training during the week going, okay, Walker's going to go down. Like, what do we do if he does?
It's not he's going to go down. It's that he's going to be gone for a month of the season.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. They'll have time leading up to that, and hope. I would not mind Dan playing at center back. I'm pretty sure he's played there at points throughout his career.
Right.
And we're serviceable with Taylor in at left back. Like he played pretty well, right? Like obviously it was a 1-1 game. It was a decent performance on a not full strength back line. I mean, they did let in the one goal they should not have, but
yeah,
it's one goal against the best or second best team in the league. Like, I'm fine with it, right? It's not ideal. I don't want it, but I'd be fine.
Well, and the other thing about it too is, I mean, that LAFC's goal happens because Dax makes a mistake, and I feel like other than that, Dax had a really good game.
Dax
I
played
feel like
way
he's
better in this game than he has every time he subbed on. Every time he subbed on so far this year, I've been like, Dax is kind of falling off. But
yeah,
he played
he
well
was up
against the
for it.
AFC, yeah.
Yeah, he was absolutely up for it in this game. And you want to know who else was up for it in this game?
Huh.
Fucking Jack Mayer, dude.
Dude's a
This
stud.
might be one of the best games that he's ever played in Nashville.
Dude is a stud.
He's been good this season. That's a part of why they were super comfortable with moving Dave.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say I'm not concerned for the games that Walker doesn't play, but I'm not as concerned as I would be because Jack is that guy.
Yeah. Like I've said, I have no worries about our defense. Like, we're solid, right? And I know it's just an MLS problem by how roster restrictions go and salary caps and shit, that teams are not very deep. Teams just aren't deep in the MLS. So, I if anyone of Walker Zimmerman's stature, whatever, goes out early with a sub or can't play for whatever team they're on, they're going to hurt because of it. Nashville SC will be worse without Walker Zimmerman back there if he's gone for Gold Cup.
Right.
But I think we can handle it. Like, I think we'll be fine. Other teams will have players gone for Gold Cup too.
Yeah. I feel like not as many teams play on the knife edge of if you concede a goal, you will lose.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yes, we're fucked because of that. But I don't think we'll be a bad defensive team without him for a couple games. I just think we'll be fucked because we haven't scored as much as we're supposed to.
Yeah, which I think that is a completely fair stance to have.
Do you foresee? Let's say nothing happens today, and we have to wait till the summer window. Between now and the summer window, do you foresee us turning around this scoring drought and this offensive drought at all? Like, do you think this is just kind of a slump and we can pull out of it, or is this just what we are right now?
Give me a second. I'm pulling up the schedule.
I think I know that this team can score more goals. I know they can. We've watched it happen. It's literally, I mean, we're gonna say it every fucking week. It's the one piece that's missing, right?
Yeah.
Like, Hani Mukhtar can get hot. Schaffelberg has proven he can score goals, but without Leal, who hopefully is back, and without a striker, you can't depend on 1.5 guys.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So I'm looking at the schedule, assuming the summer transfer window opens July 1, which I don't think it does. I think it opens later in the month. May is Chicago, DC, Miami, Charlotte, Columbus. All 5 of those games should be wins.
Yeah.
Nashville is good enough on paper and on the field to beat all of those teams.
Yep.
Granted, there will be some fuckery, and we will probably lose at least 2 of those games.
Yeah.
June is Dallas, Toronto, St. Louis, Montreal, Columbus again. On paper, Nashville can beat all of those teams. Given our previous experiences with the Red Bulls, St. Louis scares me because they're like the Red Bulls, but better.
Titan Broncos in chat said we either try to do it on a cross or get a fast break, which is why we need to go get Olivier Giroud. Dude is a beast in the box. That way, if we just lob it in there, dude will get his big old French forehead on it, and we'll be good, right?
My brother in Christ, Giroud is not happening.
Let it happen. Look,
I want it to happen. It would be incredible to happen.
Go get him.
It's not happening.
But what if it did?
I don't know that I would want my wife to go to any more games. Listen, I'll say it. He's a beautiful man.
Going back to my question, I guess. Would I be surprised? Would I be surprised if all of a sudden the dam breaks and Nashville SC starts scoring like crazy? Not entirely. Would it be shocking? Yes, but can I see this team going on a scoring streak? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got Hani Mukhtar. Dude's a god. He can put in 2 on his own any given game. You got Randall Leal. He can shoot from midfield and be dangerous with it. Jacob Schaffelberg is fast as fuck. He is. Look, sometimes
every time someone says that, I hear in my head, "I'm fast as fuck, boy."
Yeah,
still fast as fuck, boy.
Fafa Pico is still fast, right? Like, I could see it happening, but can I see it consistently happening over the span of a season? No.
Right.
Like, we're missing 1, maybe 2 pieces, and that's it. And I think that's why all of us every Monday at 8 p.m. or almost every Monday at 8 p.m. on Twitch TV so whatever has been, do that. We all just come here and bitch about strikers because that's the one piece that we all know is missing. And if we all know is missing, it's missing. The front office knows it's missing. The players know it's missing. The coach knows it's missing. The other team's coach knows it's missing. Like,
yep.
Everyone knows. And until something is tried, it's just teams are just gonna lock down Hani and hope for the best, because honestly, that's the best game plan going into a game against Nashville.
Yeah, I don't really know how to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing Nashville, if you lock down Hani, what you got to do is just fucking pray you get 1 goal and then you win.
Pretty much. I mean, he can still pick a pass though, even if he's holding up the ball in midfield, he can throw it into space for Fafa, for Schaff.
Oh yeah,
and, I mean, and he can make things happen. But
that is why I'm praying that this Randall Leal coming back into the lineup like really kind of opens things up, because they can't triple team Hani. They can't all collapse on Hani, because Randall Leal is, don't get me wrong, I love Schaff and I love Fafa, but Randall Leal is a threat. Like, I know he's had injuries, I know he's been streaky, but he is one of those players that is a threat, and I'm hoping that just frees up a little space for Hani to either have room to shoot or have options to pass to. Like that, and it's sad that that's what we're waiting on. You know?
Yeah, and I think it's more frustrating because we know that player, like, we know who he is. He's on the team, and they're being very deliberate with his rehab. Because, I mean, they were saying even today, I think Gary said something like, expect him maybe, like, unlikely for the Open Cup game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben tweeted this morning, or I guess it's this afternoon. Smith says Randall Leal had his first full training session with the team, says Wednesday's Open Cup is probably too soon to have him in the squad, but he's targeting Saturday against Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm getting a little bit tired of, well, he'll be back for this game. He'll be back for this game. He'll be back for this game. And that's on me as an impatient fan, because, well, I mean, you don't want him to come back hurt and then make it worse, and then you sit him for the year. So that's just I need to get more patient as a fan, which is not my greatest strength.
As someone, and we're both this person, and everyone that probably listens or watches this is that person, as someone that lives and dies on every kick of the ball for NSC, it is incredibly difficult and frustrating to try to be patient. Sitting here 2 days later and looking at the Walker Zimmerman sub, it was the right move. For the health of the player, for the health of the season, right move. If he was able to go a full 90, do we win that game? Probably.
Who's to say?
Not definitely, but it's probably a better chance than we had, right? But for the health of the player is the correct decision. And if they have to sit him one more game, I would be upset as a fan that lives and dies on every kick. But it would be the correct decision, And it's the same thing. Same thing goes with Randall Leal. Like, we know this dude's a baller. He's shown it. And multiple times in his career at Nashville SC, he's been the dude who they've had to rest for the health of the player and the health of the team. And that sucks. And I hate that they have to do that. But if that means we get a healthy Randall Leal, maybe the back half of the season, all for it. Because I would rather have him than have him out there at 60%, 70%.
So I guess, would you rather have 70% Randall Ayal 100% of the time, or 100% Randall Ayal 70% of the time?
I mean, that's what we're getting is the second one.
Hopefully.
Let's see. Vamos says taking Walker out isn't the issue. The issue is Taylor being the replacement and Lovitz moving out of position. We have two natural CBs in reserve, one of which literally came on like 10 minutes later. Yeah, it was an awkward sub, and I think they were just trying to keep things as normal as possible, without having to put on largely untested center backs, right? I believe Bauer came on. Bauer, right?
Yep.
Yeah, came on 5 minutes later, like you said, and I just think Gary was probably hesitant to put him in there, which is not an excuse. He should be a little more confident in his center backs, but I don't hate the move, but I don't like.
I don't even know. I don't even know that I think it's that. I don't know that I think it's a lack of confidence so much as it is a let's try this and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then, to Gary's credit, if that is how it went, to his credit, he said, yes, this is not going well.
Yeah,
let me adjust.
This is not going well. Let's fix it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fixing his own mistake. Yeah, but it's still fixing. And that's something that, his substitution history is something that we have gone on ad nauseum about, more last season than this season. But at this season, it's just been, hey, substitutions exist.
Well, and here's the thing.
You should make them.
Even like this was a good. I think this was a good draw. I think drawing against LAFC, in a bubble outside of the context of the rest of our year, drawing against LAFC, this caliber of LAFC, is a good draw, right? It sucks that it's at home, but it is a good draw. So the fact that we were able to move stuff around, mess with the lineup a little bit, make adjustments, and still get that draw, great. Add a little more context to that. Obviously, I think we should have won, but it. I don't know. I feel like I'm a broken fucking record because I was literally about to say this is a good team. We just need to figure ourselves out and get a little more inspired on offense, be a little more forward on offense and press. But
and I think that's the most encouraging thing though, is because they did take that advantage. They did step on they pedal to the metal. They were on the front foot, and they looked good. They took it too, albeit a rotated LAFC team, but they took it to LAFC for large portions of this game.
Yeah.
And that's what we had wanted to see for the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah. So I think because we're all frustrated. Like everyone, every fan, every player, you could tell Godoy had that interview earlier in the week where he's like, the fans deserve better.
Love to hear as a fan.
He sat down and said that they need to be better on offense. The fans deserve better, especially at home, whatever. And you love to hear that, and that the players know how we feel. Like they know, they understand the frustrations, and what I saw in that first half and what I saw in that game, at least from the players, was they were playing very passionately. They were playing how we would want them to play. So looking at the game as a whole, I'm happy. It sucks we didn't win. I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the way the players played. There was an unfortunate error that led to a goal, but Hani almost had 2 more goals after his one that went off of Teal's dome.
Poor guy.
He had one that went just wide of the net, and then there was one ball that crossed in front of the net that he tried to karate kick out the air, which would have sent me into a coma if he scored. So good game. Let's just see how the.
Yeah.
I hate to say this. Let's just hold on tight and let's see, one, if anything fucking happens today with trades or signings or whatever, and two, let's just wait and see how this team develops. I still don't think we've seen 100% Nashville SC. And I know you guys are going to say either on Twitter or in the chat that tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting too. But there's nothing else we can do. We're plebs. We can't do it.
Yeah.
If you got $100 or $500 million, let's go buy part of the team and change ourselves. We can't do shit.
So real quick, Brian and chat, more fun Anibal Godoy social media moment. The vindication as a fan of hearing that the players are frustrated and they know that they need to do better, or when he had the bobblehead and he was like, "This is what Walker does," and he was like making fun of him. What is a better moment?
The better moment for me, I mean, obviously the bobblehead thing's funny, but I
Yeah,
like hearing that the players are like, I liked hearing that the players are, they understand we're upset and they're upset with themselves, and then visually seeing the next game a little bit more passionate of a performance. I like that, right? That shows. I know I've seen a couple people. I don't know if I believe it. I've seen a couple people say that the locker room's a little strained right now. I don't believe it. Um, but that shows me that they are a solid locker room because one of the leaders called them out as a whole and himself, and they came out and performed.
yeah.
Obviously not scoring wise, but they played very uh, passionately, at least for the majority of the game. The downfall came in just personnel up top, honestly. At least I think.
Yeah, sorry, I'm refreshing Tom Bogart's Twitter again. Still nothing. He hasn't said anything since Christian Dahome moved to DC.
Yeah. Okay, who do we got next? Atlanta. I guess we technically got
I mean, we have
San
San Antonio
Antonio.
Wednesday.
What do you think we do? You think we're sitting a lot of our guys? I don't think we can go into this one like we went into Louisville, and I think we need to have a really good roster for this game because if we don't pay attention to San Antonio, they're gonna beat us straight up.
Yeah, I agree. San Antonio also just got a pretty high profile prospect midfielder from Montreal on loan.
Yeah.
Because Montreal does not believe in playing good players this year. And I think what I've been reading is that it's going to be a first team squad, but I expect that to be a lot of the kind of the rotation players, the players that you look at, they're on the MLS rosters, but they're not playing, but they're not on the Huntsville roster, so it's like they're
I
too good for next pro, but they're not good enough for regular. Like they're kind of in that no man's land, and this
yeah.
is absolutely the game to play those players.
I expect a first team squad minus Zimmerman only because of what happened Saturday.
Yeah.
And Hani for limited time, if at all. Everyone else
I
goes.
I want more than anything else the vindication for me and my fellow Hawkins stands. That one game
Hawkinson
against
comes in
Toronto
and
has
just
been,
blast them.
it's been a couple of years now, and we've been kind of coasting on the high of that moment.
Yeah.
So I need it to happen. He's his X dog off the charts,
Oh yeah.
almost as high as his yellow card per minute ratio.
I'm looking at chat. Yeah, super sub Hani. I mean, I put Hani on the bench with the plan to not play him at all unless you need him. I think is the move.
Yeah,
I think
I
have
completely
Hani
agree.
on the bench and if it's a draw or if it's tied up or if we're like up by a single goal with like 75 minutes left, put him in. Right? I think super sub Hani. Don't use him unless you have to, but I don't think I think they're not going all in on the US Open Cup, but they are definitely not just throwing in the towel and I don't think they want to be one of those teams that gets upset by a USL team. I think they're going to actually put a good roster out there and we need it. Like we need play time for some of these other players and we need momentum. So if they can put in a couple goals against a really good San Antonio team, maybe that turns around our whole season.
Yeah. So I guess this is more of just a thought exercise than anything else. But if you assume between his minutes played and his niggling injury, Walker doesn't play. If you assume rotation for roster congestion, Dax doesn't play. If you assume Hani is a sub, doesn't start, who do you think starts with the armband?
Oh, so let's just say like Hani, Dax, Zimmerman is out.
Right.
I would say Dan maybe.
I could see Dan, or I
Dan
could
Lovitz?
see Sean.
Probably, honestly,
If Sean plays,
yeah, that makes sense.
it's probably
He
him.
captained Red Bulls. That actually is probably what would happen.
He's worn the armband for us already.
Yeah, I think twice.
Like, it wouldn't
Give it
surprise
to
me.
the
But also,
milkman. Yeah,
all right, what if it's a 4-2-3-1, but the midfield 2 is Anunga and Grey Goose?
they start Sipic and he gets the armband.
Oh wow! Hey, it's really great to have Steven Robinson on the show. Really big fan.
They start Sipic at center back. They change it up. He gets the armband and scores 11 goals.
Oh my gosh!
I'm so stupid.
That's one of the most Steven.
I'm so dumb.
Predictions I've ever heard.
Boy.
Steven, if you ever hear this, we love you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but I don't really have much more on the Open Cup. I think we kind of covered what we think's gonna happen.
Where is it going to be streamed? Because I'm actually not going.
Bro, I have no idea. I don't think I can go. I got work shit. I'm trying to go, but
I'll figure it out, and we'll get to the bottom of it. I think it's gonna be on like Bleacher Report's YouTube.
Investigative journalist John.
That's me.
Yeah.
Using the degree that I definitely got.
Okay, Atlanta.
Welcome.
They're gonna bring 4 million people and fill up Nissan Stadium.
Nissan Stadium.
Yeah, they're gonna fill up Nissan Stadium.
We're on the same page. I love that.
Yeah. Actual gameplay wise, it's hard to predict a Nashville Atlanta game. I mean, like any rivalry game, it's kind of a toss up. We should win that. We should win that one though. I think that should be a win for Nashville. I'm not going to go super wacky like I did last week, but I think in typical Gary Smith current NSC fashion, it is a 1-0 victory. And I would love for it to be more than that, but it's a 1-0 victory off of either a Hani Mukhtar goal or Hani Mukhtar kicks it into another corpse on the ground, and then whoever is laying on the ground is given the goal.
Oh my gosh. So I am going to somewhat frustratingly say the same thing I said about when we hosted Cincinnati earlier this season. I am going to say whichever 10 has the better game, their team will have the better result.
Yeah.
So if Hani balls out, Nashville's in good shape.
Yep. If
Thiago Almada is allowed to do whatever he wants, Atlanta will be in good shape. And that, I want to say we can account for Thiago Almada more than they can account for Hani, but I don't know that. I can never know that.
Yeah.
So essentially, I just have to. I think it's a 2-1. Nashville scores 2, Atlanta scores 1 late, and it's a nervy finish. That is my official prediction.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I can see that happening. I think it's gonna be a close game just based off of who it is and the atmosphere in the stadium and it's gonna be close. And I would not be surprised, whatever the score line is. I would not be surprised if it's whoever wins by 1 goal. So like 0-1, 2-1, 3-2,
5-4,
5-4, 9-8.
Golly, the world would end if a Nashville Atlanta game was 5-4. It doesn't even matter who wins. That is a crazy game.
I think I would just cease to be like I would be so stressed that I would just like Thanos snap myself. Like I would just kind of start to go away. Oh man, yeah. Okay, but I don't think it's a draw. I think we're gonna have a definite ending.
Yeah, there is a winner.
We're either gonna be very very happy or want to Thanos snap. Yeah, cool. Okay, well that's all I got. One last, I guess, thing I want to shout out is I know it's tickets distributed, not actual people through the gate, but that was a sellout. So stoked on that. And it was a good crowd. It was a loud, excited, engaged crowd.
Ooh, Titan Broncos with the real question for a Nashville Atlanta game. How many yellows?
17.
I'm gonna say, damn, dude.
Yep.
I was gonna say at least 5.
Clear the benches.
5 plus.
17 yellow cards. No reds, actually. Just 17 people all get yellows.
17 yellows
Yeah.
and no reds.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the most frustrating thing about the LAFC game wasn't even the anything on the field. It was all the people in the corner fucking creaming themselves when Carlos Vela was warming up.
Gross.
And I get that he's an icon for a country, and from that perspective, completely on board. But it's the like the LAFC fan who is in the back line who did not get escorted out of the back line.
Dude,
like that shit is
okay.
frustrating to me.
I do want to talk not on that, but on that, I guess too. I feel like security is so incredibly inconsistent, and it's
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know who to blame. I don't know if it's an NSC problem, because like there's been times where security's been inconsistent and fans have reported it to NSC staff and the problem's been fixed. I've actually had one of those issues myself. This was back at Nissan Stadium, but
I was about to say, was it the flag incident?
No. It was back at Nissan Stadium when I was told that I was in the wrong section, and they didn't like. So I don't know if it's a whatever contract security company they use, but it's very inconsistent where you can have streaks of games where it's, they're very good, they're getting people out of the section that aren't supposed to be there, they're understanding of the culture, and then there's games where it's like you just get one hard ass Barney Fife guy that is making it his personal mission to make sure that the supporter section's like a library.
Yeah.
I saw at this past game, there's a security guard directly in front of me who, to be fair, he did not kick anybody out, but he would stand up every like 45 seconds and just scream at people if their like toe went into the aisle. Like not even like fully in the aisle, but like was like if you were too close to the aisle and in the supporter section, he would stand up and death stare you like he was a drill sergeant and like aggressively point like he's your mom to like go back to your room. So I don't know.
What a weird cosplay.
What a weird power trip.
Yeah.
And that is a light example. That is not something to get upset about. But like that on top of LAFC fans or Atlanta fans or whoever else ending up in our section, like the attention to detail on things that are unnecessary as opposed to the attention to detail on
things that matter.
On things that matter. We literally saw, was it Austin last year? I think 2 Austin fans end up in the supporter section and then try to start a brawl. Like,
because it was a rain delay. They were the only ones in the supporter section, and they were like, "Look at us, we're hard asses," and we're like, "No, you're dumb asses."
Yeah, like
the two of you have 2 brain cells, and they're fighting for 3rd place.
It's just interesting to me what's focused on and what's not at times. And at other times they're very good about that stuff. Like I've seen them be very good at one of the Atlanta games last year of getting people out that weren't supposed to be there. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a security team issue and not a NSC issue. I feel like it's best security isn't necessarily being the best security all the time.
Stop. It was right there. It was too easy. The best security is not the best security. Come on, Brian.
I don't know. But okay, let's end it there. We're about at the hour mark. Thanks you guys for listening, watching. If you are producer Marley wants to scream.
Okay, producer Marley, please.
If you're watching on Twitch, thank you. Please follow us if you can. Spare a subscription. You don't got to, but if you want to, it supports me. It supports more stuff we do here.
Brian, have we had someone enter the Has Been Podcast Network?
We have. So oh my gosh, can you talk? These dogs are like wrestling. I gotta you do the promo.
I will pull it up. I don't want to overspeak. Obviously, you can tell with my T-shirt and hat. You can tell I'm all about fashion. 2 of the more, I would call them more well-known fans in the supporter section, Kelsey Truitt and how do you say Kate's last name?
Because I don't know.
Kate. Yeah. They host a fashion podcast, MLS Fashion Goals. It is on Apple and on Spotify. And they were interviewing just about everybody they could at the tailgate, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
So
absolutely
definitely complimented that. They're taking this stuff way more seriously than we are. We get online, we get on a Discord call, and we talk shit.
Yes.
And yeah, they don't do that.
But yeah, man. Go. Oh my God, dog. Can I talk? Okay, podcast. Marley has some opinions. Yeah? Tell us something, buddy.
Ooh,
You can't say that about Gary.
that's a hot take.
Marley,
Is that TOS?
I think that was TOS.
I don't know that we'll be able to say that, guys. If we're not here next week because of what Marley said, please go find us on our other social
He did
medias.
say "fuck Cincinnati" over and over again.
That is factual. Yeah.
But yeah, go give them a listen. Great couple people, great podcast. They're gonna be doing a lot more, and then stay tuned for more Has Been stuff coming down the pipeline. I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit of it. We've talked about doing a Has Been happy hour that is anything but sports. It could be sports, but it's literally anything we want to talk about. It could be ranking our favorite fast food restaurants. It could be John shit his pants this week. I think I gave this example last week.
I don't think it's gonna be that. I'm pretty confident.
It could be John shit his pants. It could be whatever, and it'll probably be a rotating cast of hosts. But we'll get goofy with it.
I would love for it to be one night we all get drunk and play Uno.
That would be cool.
That would be chaos, and I need it.
But yeah, okay, cool. Well, hey guys, thanks for dropping in, and I am going to let you go now because my dog won't shut up. So, love you. Rate 5 stars. Follow us on Twitter, and hopefully we win. Marley, shut up. Hopefully we win next week. Love you. Bye.
See ya.